Welcome to my channel. Coin Worth Million. Today video is one you want to miss. We're diving into the world of coins. Top 1-cent coin. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. So let's get it started. The 2011 Canadian 1-cent coin, more commonly referred to as the Canadian penny, stands as one of the final issues of Canada's most iconic low-denomination coin. This small copper-plated steel coin not only served as a medium of everyday exchange but also came to symbolize a rich chapter of Canadian numismatic history. Just before the penny's official discontinuation in 2012, the 2011 edition was minted during a pivotal time in the coin's legacy and now serves as a numismatic window into the closing era of Canada's smallest denomination. To fully understand the depth of its significance, one must examine its physical specifications, design details, metal composition, mintage data, historical context, and numismatic relevance from multiple angles. The physical characteristics of the 2011 1-cent coin reflect changes adopted by the Royal Canadian Mint during the early 2000s in an effort to cut production costs. The coin has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, a thickness of 1.45 millimeters, and weighs 2.35 grams. Unlike older pennies that were made of bronze or later copper-plated zinc, the 2011 version was minted from steel with a copper plating, giving it the reddish-brown appearance typical of traditional copper coins while drastically reducing production expenses. The use of multiply-plated steel, a patented technology by the Royal Canadian Mint, enabled the coin to retain its familiar look and electromagnetic signature for vending machines while being significantly cheaper to produce. The coin's smooth, non-reeded edge is also characteristic of all Canadian 1-cent coins. On the obverse front side of the 2011 Canadian penny is the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, facing to the right, designed by Susanna Blunt, a Canadian artist and sculptor. This effigy, introduced in 2003, shows the Queen without a crown, a departure from previous designs and emphasizes a more modern and approachable depiction. The inscription encircling the Queen reads Elisabeth Cadua Digi Regina, which is an abbreviation of the Latin De Gratia Hygiena, translating to by the grace of God, Queen. This obverse remained unchanged from 2003 to the discontinuation of the penny and is used across many other Canadian denominations. The portrait is executed with fine precision, highlighting the Queen's distinct facial features and serving as a visual representation of continuity and stability in Canadian coinage. Turning to the reverse backside, the 2011 1-cent coin features the enduring and instantly recognizable maple leaf twig design by G. E. Kruger Gray, a British artist who created the design in 1937. It depicts two maple leaves attached to a single twig, symbolizing Canada's national identity and the natural beauty of the land. The detail in the leaves showcases delicate veins and contours, capturing the organic complexity of the maple tree, one of Canada's most iconic symbols. The inscriptions on the reverse include 1 cent positioned at the top, the issuing country Canada at the bottom, and the year of minting 2011 directly underneath the maple twig. The design is both simple and elegant, having changed very little over its 75-year lifespan. One of the most important aspects of the 2011 Canadian penny is its mintage volume and production purpose. In 2011, the Royal Canadian Mint produced over 662 million 1-cent coins, an incredibly high number given the coin's impending withdrawal from circulation the following year. The large mintage reflects the public's reliance on the penny in small transactions, as well as the Mint's effort to meet the demand for cash-based transactions in the short term. However, the coin was produced with the full awareness that it would soon become obsolete. These coins were released into general circulation, and many have since been hoarded, stored, or collected due to their position near the end of the penny's life cycle. From a historical standpoint, the 2011 Canadian penny is deeply embedded in the socio-economic narrative surrounding the demise of the 1-cent denomination. The Royal Canadian Mint, along with the Canadian federal government, had long studied the cost inefficiencies associated with penny production. By 2011, it cost about 1.6 cents to produce a single 1-cent coin, rendering it economically unsustainable. Rising metal prices and labor costs, along with the increasing shift toward electronic payments, accelerated discussions to end the production of the penny. Although the final penny was minted in 2012, the 2011 version is considered the last regular issue penny of its kind in terms of traditional volume and distribution. In terms of collectibility, the 2011 Canadian 1-cent coin does not carry a high premium in circulated condition due to its massive mint. However, it is still highly regarded by collectors who seek to complete date sets, especially those interested in modern Canadian coinage. In uncirculated condition or in proof-like and specimen sets, the coin is of more numismatic interest. The Royal Canadian Mint issued collector sets in 2011 which included pristine examples of the penny, often featuring superior strike quality and mirror-like fields. These sets are more desirable and can command a modest premium, especially if still in original packaging. The discontinuation of the penny in 2012, officially announced by the Canadian government in the 2012 federal budget, marked the end of over a century of production. However, the 2011 penny sits on the cusp of this transition, representing the last full year in which the coin was both actively produced and circulated in the traditional sense. The coin thus occupies a transitional role not just as currency, but as a cultural artifact signifying a broader shift in the way Canadians understood and used money in the digital age. Additionally, the 2011 penny is sometimes used in educational contexts, such as in schools and workshops, to teach children about currency, inflation, and economic efficiency. Its availability and low value make it ideal for such purposes. Though its discontinued status adds a layer of historical importance. Many Canadians still have 2011 pennies in drawers and jars, symbolizing an everyday past now firmly etched into history. On a technical level, the 2011 penny represents the culmination of decades of minting innovation. The copper-plated steel core was designed to allow coins to be produced more efficiently, with reduced environmental and material costs. The Royal Canadian Mint's multiply plating technology had become internationally respected, and coins, like the 2011 penny, served as a model for other mints around the world looking to adopt cost-saving practices. Thus, the coin is not only a relic of Canadian history but also a testament to Canadian minting expertise that as we assess its place in modern collections. The 2011 penny is now a common feature in Canadian coin albums but increasingly gains significance as a last-of-an-era type coin. While not rare, its position just before the discontinuation lends it a certain poetic weight. For future generations, holding a 2011 penny will feel like holding a piece of early 21st century Canadian life on era when the penny was still a part of daily commerce, pocket change, and childhood savings jars. Over time, especially in uncirculated or roll form, these coins may gain greater appeal as physical reminders of economic decisions that changed a nation's currency system forever. In summary, the 2011 Canadian 1-cent coin is an extraordinary example of an ordinary object. It balances practicality and symbolism, being both a mass-produced piece of metal and a marker of national transition. Though it was minted by the hundreds of millions and once used to pay for the smallest of transactions, chewing gum, a single candy, or a donation to a penny drive, it now holds a different kind of value: historic, educational, and numismatic. From its maple leaf design to its steel copper composition and its role as a precursor to the penny's retirement, the 2011 penny encapsulates the evolution of currency in Canada. As time progresses, this humble coin will continue to occupy a unique place in the story of Canadian money, standing as the last of its kind to circulate freely before quietly disappearing from our change purses and into the pages of history.